Karen parked her Porsche across my crops, so I towed it into a mud pit next to the barn. The sun hung low over Willow Creek, painting the cornfields gold. Sarah wiped sweat from her brow, her calloused hands gripping the hoe as she surveyed her land. This farm was her life, her legacy, carved from decades of toil after her father's death. Every stalk was a promise kept to him. But today that promise was trampled. A gleaming Porsche sat arrogantly across her budding crops, its tires sinking into the soil she'd nurtured. Karen, her old high school friend turned city lawyer, leaned against the car, scrolling her phone without a care. Sarah's blood boiled. "Karen, move your damn car," she shouted, her voice raw. Karen barely glanced up, her manicured nails tapping the screen. "Relax, Sarah. It's just dirt. I'm only here for an hour." The casual dismissal stung like a slap. Once, they'd been close two girls dreaming under these same stars. But Karen had left for the city, chasing wealth, while Sarah stayed, tethered to the land. Now, Karen was back, buying up local farms for a developer's paycheck, and this Porsche was her latest flex. "You're crushing my livelihood," Sarah growled, stepping closer. Karen smirked, tossing her hair. "Your livelihood is a losing bet. Sell to me, Sarah. You can't fight progress." The words cut deep, but Sarah held her ground. "This isn't about progress. It's about greed." The air thickened, their voices rising. Neighbors peeked from porches, drawn to the clash. Then came the twist. Old Man Jenkins, the town's quiet mechanic, ambled over, his greasy cap low. He'd overheard Karen's pitch to buy Sarah's farm last week, and now he saw the Porsche's tires flattening young corn. "Sarah," he said, voice low, "I got the tow truck ready." His unexpected offer was a spark. Sarah's eyes lit up. Jenkins, who'd lost his own land to developers years ago, wasn't just a bystander, was a silent ally, carrying his own grudge. "Do it," Sarah said, her voice steel. Jenkins nodded, hooking the Porsche to his truck. Karen's face twisted in panic. "You can't. That's my car," she screamed, lunging forward. But Jenkins was swift, dragging the Porsche into a muddy pit beside Sarah's barn. Mud splattered the car's pristine paint, and Karen's composure shattered. "You'll pay for this," she shrieked, her heels sinking as she chased the truck. The scene was chaos, neighbors murmuring, Karen's threats echoing, Sarah's heart pounding with a mix of triumph and guilt. She'd won this round, but at what cost? Karen wasn't just a villain. She was a friend who drifted too far into ambition's grip. Sarah remembered their teenage promise to never let money tear them apart. Now that promise was as broken as the crushed stalks under Karen's tires. As night fell, Karen stood by the pit, her Porsche half submerged. She called a tow service, her voice shaking with rage, but the nearest truck was hours away. Sarah watched from her porch, the weight of her choice settling in. Jenkins joined her, his eyes distant. "I lost my farm to folks like her," he said. "Felt good to fight back, but it don't fix the past." His words hit Sarah hard. Revenge felt sweet, but it didn't heal the land or their broken bond. Karen finally left, her car towed away, but not before vowing to sue. Sarah knew the fight wasn't over. Karen's developer bosses would come harder now, armed with lawyers and money. The farm might survive this battle, but the war was looming. Sarah knelt by the damaged crops, her fingers tracing the broken stalks. She'd protected her land, but at the cost of her last tie to Karen and maybe a piece of herself. The next morning, the town buzzed with gossip. Some called Sarah a hero, others thought she'd gone too far. Jenkins kept quiet, but his small act of defiance had shifted something in Willow Creek. The community was divided. Some saw Karen's Porsche as a symbol of outsider greed. Others saw Sarah's retaliation as reckless. The truth wasn't simple. Sarah's farm was her soul, but Karen wasn't evil, just lost in a world that valued profit over roots. As Sarah worked the fields, she wondered if she'd done right. The mud pit was a statement, but it hadn't solved the deeper conflict. Karen's offer still hung in the air. Sell or lose everything. The land was worth fighting for, But so was the girl she'd once called a sister. Maybe there was a way to bridge that gap. But today, all Sarah felt was the ache of a victory too bitter to celebrate. What do you think, was Sarah's revenge justified? Or did it deepen the divide between progress and tradition? Share your thoughts on where justice lies in this clash.